Now I'm going to go into the fastest way of scale in 2026, and this is the AI enhanced client machine. So who here is using AI for content? Probably everyone already, I'm guessing. You should be. Okay, awesome. So for your content to crush, it needs to connect with 3 different audiences in line. So number 1 is your core audience. So these are like the people who are massive, massive, massive fanboys. They like what you post, do whatever you want. Second, casual audience. People who sometimes like engage with stuff. Maybe they follow you for a little bit of a while, but they're not like kind of super, super hot. And the third one is like new audiences. So people who have no idea who you are, but this content is super engaging and is specific to them. Now, the way the algorithms of social media are work is changing rapidly. So it's going very much from previously being a follower-based platform where you would only see content if you follow someone to now being based on relevancy. So how relevant is a piece of content to a specific person, which is why the exact language you use in videos matters a lot, the clothing you wear, the backgrounds. AI is running all the algorithms and will match your content to the specific avatar. So for example, I imagine everyone in here wants to target wealthier people because they can then pay more, which is obviously an ideal scenario, and they're not getting the financial objection. So you want to try and, in your language, target some of those people. I can see Giacomo nodding again, because he does that very well. So like, this is a life hack. If you can try and target those people who are less likely to have a financial objection, they're going to be much easier to close. We then do this. We create this in a content framework. And the process in terms of how we film this for short form now, I personally don't like fully scripting reels. You can fully script some of them, but I think it's a bit inauthentic. If you're also good in terms of just ripping off camera, this is what I generally see works best, that comes across authentic. The other thing I'd also try and do is when you're in a high energy state, film this stuff. So like after training, like when you're on a high, you don't want to do it when you're tired. If you're someone like Trevor who's nodding over there, like he's constantly like fucking level 12, so he can just wake up and kind of rip it and do his muscle shuffle thing. So number 1 is point. Number 2 is story. And number 3 is lesson. So this is the framework you want to do in kind of everything from short form and from long form. Now, to help with this, that's probably a little bit zoomed out. We've basically built out a ChatGPT that we can give everyone here, which basically does this for you. It will find 25 viral topics for your specific niche. You just put in, I work with men who are over 30 who want fat loss or whatever, and it will go through the views in terms of like the point, the story, the lesson, and the specifics with that. So literally, for this one here, for example, the point would be, I can't even remember if that says from here. The dad bod isn't getting older. I have to walk closer. See, I'm getting older, I can't read. The dad bod isn't from getting older, it's from living on autopilot, would be like the hook of the video. So it's taking you through each kind of segment in terms of exactly how you need to try and label these things, and it'll give you 25 easy examples of that. So once you've got the point, it'll then go into the second bit of the story. I see guys blame their age, but it's really the late nights, stress eating, and skipping workouts because life got busy. And the lesson. You don't need to train harder, you need to train consistently, even when life's chaotic. So like, that's a really easy framework you can kind of articulate without having to script the whole thing. Come across very natural, and then obviously you just want to be making it as engaging as possible from a perspective of visuals, make it look enticing, and get the watch time in the first 3 seconds, the most important thing. Now, if you want this, you can just use a QR code here, and it will give it to you, and it will just scan it onto your own ChatGPT. So I will leave it up for you guys for that. But that's a really easy thing if you want to kind of just rip through short-form content. You can also use it in terms of story making for like if anyone here does YouTube. It's a really easy framework to use. And also it's slightly different than other people. The second thing I'd say in terms of, I've taught this a lot in terms of on seven-figure scaling systems, I would also create this document, which is a life stories document. So if you create a document which has, let's say, every story you can remember across your entire life, of like when you were a kid, when you, I don't know. I remember the first day I worked as an estate agent, I nearly quit because it took me an hour and a half in traffic to get there, and I was so stressed, I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna do this. Like, you could put that in there. Like, everything you can put into as possible, which is a personal story, because it can start to blend some of this stuff in. Who in here also uses LinkedIn? Anyone? A few hands? Okay. So LinkedIn works really well from a story-based written copy. So I would also do that type of story bank, which you can upload into ChatGPT for that. Absolutely crushes. The way Instagram is also changing right now. It's pushing a lot more carousels and also static images. So you can use the same type of framework with a long text. And if you're using carousels or images, make sure you also put audio on it because it can then also get pushed into the Reels feed. So everyone got that? Cool. Now, who in here wants to do big, big numbers? Okay. Who also wants to make this a process where you're not constantly worried about where the next lead's coming from? Everyone, right? Okay. This is the easiest way to basically never have to worry about leads again. And I would only suggest this if you're already doing over 15 to 20K a month. The reason I say that is because you've already got your back-end sales processes dialed in and kind of proof of concept at a higher level. Now, step number one, you want to get, and you can use this for your content, get all your sales call transcripts, as many as possible. Run them through AI. Step two, pull the biggest pain points and desires from the prospects. So the prompt you could use for this would be, for example, here's attached a document, fit my last 50 sales calls. Please pull out all the biggest pain points that my clients have that they only tell their therapist that keeps them up late at night. And then the last thing I'd actually do with that, if you want to do this from a content perspective, I'll talk about that, is you could then ask it to give you the top 10 negative hooks you could use based upon the client's pain points. And what we're about to do is talk about how you create, people talk about marketing, but I want to create propaganda, which is like kind of where you manipulate people, which is what we're going to do. I can see some people laughing. Sound like a communist state now. But next thing we want to do is we know their pain points. We want to make it specific in terms of how our ideal client thinks. So the last part of this is you get someone, again, pick your ideal clients. Everyone in your head, you have the perfect client you absolutely love. I want more people like this. Get that person to complete an Ocean personality test. You upload that as well. So it's the exact same process for content as well as what I'm about to show from an ad side. So we're going to basically create a VSL. Step number two is you use that information to then create video ads. So like specific hooks, spoken videos, you can use graphic ads, and then we're going to create what's called a video sales letter. And you insert this into a book a call funnel. So you'd have an opt-in page and then send them to a landing page where basically we're booking people on kind of repeat. This is a new style of VSL funnel for the confidential things. We've got a couple of other variations which we're using, which are crushing. Step three is you then launch paid ads. So everyone in here makes money from organic content, right? Like, yeah. If you can make money from organic content, if you want to make a lot of money, you then need to use paid ads and need to learn how to do that because organic has a cap on it unless you're kind of Mr. Beast. So what we focus on once we've got the specific messaging from step one, which I can't flip back to, this is the exact things your ideal clients are saying. You've got their personality test kind of mapped out. We then have built a funnel, which has then got we've got video ads and sending people to a funnel, which has a video of you basically explaining kind of like your unique mechanism, put a couple client case studies within that. We then are going to set up paid ads, which initially you only want to launch on retargeting to a warm audience. Now, why do we only go to a warm audience? Because it's easier to sell to people who already know who you are, who have been following you for a while. So we're looking for proof of concept that the system works, the ads connect, and the things hit. And the dashboard with shitloads of numbers on there, that is from an ad tracking software we use an ads manager called Hyros. So we can see, for example, on this warm retargeting campaign that we have, it's got about £40,000 worth of profit on this one. It tracks everything to the 9th degree, where I can see the single video ad or graphic ad that someone's booked in from, that they signed up from. It tracks the LTV. I can see everything. And this is where you're eliminating the guesswork from scaling your business, because we can take the actual data from the front end of your business, and then we can then apply that to the marketing propaganda, and then we can track the back end in terms of the paid ads with like 100% accuracy and know exactly where people are coming from. The reason you don't start these types of funnels or ad creative on a cold audience is it can be expensive, which is also why I said not to do this if you're not making 15 to 20K a month, because the colder audiences, your cost per call is going to be much higher, so you're going to have to spend more to kind of know if it's working. And if I was going to give some people some like KPIs of generalizations for numbers I would look at, in fitness, I would say for a qualified call booked, 150 to 200 pounds is good. Like That's a good like metric to kind of look at, depending on the cost of your program. And you have to break down like simple math, okay? If I can get, let's say it's £200. If I can get 10 people to book a call for £200, I spend £2,000. And then let's say half of them show up, okay, so that's 5, and my program is 3K. What's the likelihood that I can close 2 or 3 of those? Probably pretty high. So then the math stacks.
Now, if you enjoyed the clip, the huge thing that's happening right now is the AI revolution. This actual video and clip was fully clipped and posted by AI. No human being was involved. And this is exactly how you scale your business faster than ever before, is you use these types of tools. Yet most people are oblivious to them and don't even know how to do this. And if you're a business owner, a content creator, or a coach, and you want help in terms of how to scale your business using AI, ads, and all the latest technology that's going to give you an unfair advantage, hit the link at the bottom of this video. You can book in a call with us and the team. We will audit your whole business, show you exactly how we can install some of these systems for you. And if we think you're a good fit, we can show you what that looks like.